Okay, so here we are. I am 38 weeks and a couple days pregnant today. Last time I did a video, I think I was around 35 weeks or something like that. What actually happened is I was using a due date based off of the 20-week ultrasound I had because when I first calculated my due date, my estimated due date based on the last menstrual period, it was September 23rd. And then when I got my 20-week ultrasound, they said, oh, baby's measuring more like they'll be here around September 17th. But my midwife was saying it's better to just go with the earlier date, whatever you got based off of that. It wasn't an ultrasound that gave me the 23rd, but it does kind of help my mind a little bit as well, because the same thing happened with Nina where her due date was supposed to be January 30th, and then they moved it to the 24th or something. And she was going on 2 weeks late with the due date of January 24th. And I was like, oh my God, when is she coming? I'm not gonna be able to do home birth. And I had to induce because the Georgia law is dumb and I couldn't go past 42 weeks. So if I had had more time with the first due date, the later one, then it just would have been better. I might not have had to induce and could have gone into labor naturally. I'm just gonna go with the 23rd. It puts me like a week behind. So it's been some time, but I'm not, I'm good. The birth window for a pregnant person is like 6 weeks anyways. So it's just an estimate. Hopefully sometime by the end of this month, maybe early October, I will have this baby. But yeah, based off of that due date, I am 38 weeks. Symptom-wise, how I'm feeling, definitely feel that the baby is down further. I definitely feel more pressure. When I was checked last time by my midwife, the head was pretty low down when she was feeling my abdomen. I got to feel it too, which was pretty cool. But that has been causing a little bit more hip pain, back pain, just kind of achiness, discomfort. And the most is at night. So if I just lay down in this bed, I can turn from side to side. It'll be a little bit difficult, but it's not going to be so bad. But now, sleeping, like once my body has rested and kind of comfortable in one position, getting my muscles and to work again and turn back over and just move baby over to the other side, there's a lot of that pubic bone pain, hip pain, sometimes some back pain. It just takes a lot. Sometimes I have to wake Cameron up and he helps me like pull myself over. So that's been kind of rough in terms of sleeping. I feel like if I'm not having digestion issues just from being so big, if I'm not having back pain, that stuff, then it's just I'm up from having to turn over. And the weight of the baby now further down in my hips, it feels like I can't stay as long on one side. My hip will start to hurt, like the side that I'm laying on. I'll have to turn over a little more frequently. But I've been able to sleep in more and get naps throughout the day, so I am thankful for that. I've been getting a few practice contractions or practice surges. Mostly they're when I was training. So when I was training, I would notice tightening and just kind of a crampy feeling, and then I would rest, take a round out, drink some water, it would go away, and then maybe come back if I was like really going for it again. So that's new. That's definitely wasn't happening earlier. I was able to just do a whole training session, no issues. But now I'm definitely having to slow down a bit more and cut the sessions a little shorter, because by the end, I don't know if it's dehydrated from sweating or just the exertion, probably a combination of both. Yeah, I'd be cramping. I had a moment last night where I was like, oh my God, is this it? I woke up and felt like a tight cramp, and then it released, and then like maybe 5 minutes later, another one, and then released. And it happened about 3 or 4 times, and then I got up and I like went to go pee and walked around a little bit, laid back down, and they were gone. So it wasn't it, but definitely a good sign that my body is starting to head in that direction. When I was pregnant with Nina, it was nothing. I didn't even know what a Braxton Hicks contraction felt like. When they hooked me up to monitors, there was no activity. It was just so silent. So it's a little comforting to feel like this is moving a little bit differently, or because I don't know what it feels like to go into labor naturally. So this is nice that there are signs that that could possibly happen soon. Definitely been doing things to just kind of encourage the labor process, encourage the baby to be in the right position, help the head engage, doing the stretches that I've been doing throughout pregnancy. I added some new ones actually today. I went to the pelvic floor therapist and she gave me some different things to help with the pain turning from side to side, but also just some other like ligament muscle issues and pelvic floor tightness that I've been feeling. So I'm gonna add those in there. Do the perineal massages still as well. She said every day until I deliver the baby now. So that'll be fun. Don't really like doing those, but hopefully over time it will be less uncomfortable. Yeah, definitely still drinking the tea, still doing the dates, squatting, doing hip circles. I did get a pregnancy massage from 2 different places. The first one was a midwife who is a traditional birth worker here in Mexico, and she is a little bit more in tune with the traditional Mexican practice for giving birth. She did an abdominal massage just to kind of help position baby, help my organs get a little, more space. And she did some other light body massage. It was like a 45 minute appointment. And what's great about her is after the birth, I can go back to her and there's a whole package you can buy that is kind of like a ceremony, like in a mental, emotional, spiritual way, but also something physical to help you recover. But it's basically like a closing ceremony for after you give birth. It not only helps reposition your organs and your uterus and to make sure everything is going back properly, because a lot of times after birth, if so many things can happen. Yeah, it can be common for women to have their uterus in a different position, or their bladder is a little low, or with me, I know I had an intestinal obstruction after Nina was born. So yeah, things can kind of get jumbled. So she helps put things into a place that's more harmonious for your body to work. And then they do other practices to help close your hips, and then other things. They do like a bath. It's it's like really a ceremony. So that, I think she said, is around 4,000 pesos, and they do 3 different things within that. It's a long process. I think the whole thing is like maybe 3 to 4 hours, but yeah, I'm not totally sure. I can put her contact info in the link or in the description below. So if you are interested in having a midwife, getting those services, if you already have one here, you can also add her on. She was super, super friendly. An interesting thing she told me was not to sit on the birth ball so much. So the hip circles and the bouncing and everything, to just do the hip circles standing and to do squats and just let the gravity help that way, because the ball, I guess, doesn't let gravity work as well. So that was interesting. And then the other massage I got was just at a regular spa. They had a prenatal lymphatic drainage massage, which was good. I don't know if I would do it again, just because it was very light. Like, it really was just to kind of like stimulate your lymph to move, as opposed to really getting into your muscles. But it was still really relaxing, and it was just nice to kind of get pampered and relax for a minute. So yeah, I've been doing that. A little more emotional. Definitely having, how do I even call it, like, I guess more mood swings, or just more intensity of my emotions. I had a crazy dream the other night about Nina, and in the dream she was going blind and there was nothing we could do. And she was the age she was now, but she was like, we were sitting there with the doctor and she was aware of what was happening, and the doctor was like, you can try these eye drops, but it's not really gonna do anything. She was like crying, like squirting them in her eyes, like, I don't want to go blind, I don't want to go blind. And you know, in a dream you like really feel an emotion, you just like can feel it in your gut. I woke up with that same emotion that I was feeling in the dream, and I just woke up and immediately started bawling. And it was so crazy because Nina had woken up from a nightmare like maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes before that too. So I don't know what energy was going on in our room. But yeah, it was really intense. I cried hard, like a purging type of cry. So that was interesting. And then I think I'm a lot more sensitive to social interaction. Like, I've been having, obviously, like, my community here is great, and especially my midwives and doulas and everything, but I've had to really take more time to myself. Even from Nina and Cam, I feel like I'm having to take more time from them just to kind of, I don't know, check in, and it feels like it's more effective for me, like when I need to relax, to just be doing it alone. And yeah, I think it's just my way of kind of preparing for this next phase, like not only preparing for the crazy, trippy experience that birth is, but also the entrance into now mother of two. So I've noticed that about myself as well. Other things I've been doing to prepare for labor is really postpartum, is doing the padsicles. I think I mentioned that last time, so I'll show you how I made those. So I just keep those in the freezer and use them throughout those first few weeks. I usually do is I have like the adult diaper things. I usually wear them inside the adult diaper for like that first week or so. And then if I need them afterwards, just do them in my underwear. But it just feels like more protected that way. And then I have regular ice packs as well. But yeah, I'm actually gonna go through now and show you everything I've got for birth, labor, delivery, postpartum, and some newborn stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna show you what I have set. I've definitely been in nesting mode a bit, and I feel like we finally have everything together. So let's do it. Okay, so first I'm gonna go through this here, which is my little bathroom caddy of stuff for postpartum. So this is a peri bottle to help, clean after birth. Helps with like not having to use toilet paper, and helps with the stinging and stuff afterwards. I just do this so you can see me. So yeah, sometimes the urine when you pee can burn your perineal area when you urinate. So you just kind of spray this as you're peeing, and it helps dilute the urine so you're not as in pain when you pee those first few times. I also have, so this is what I used for the padsicles. It just has distilled witch hazel and some essential oils. And this I'm gonna kind of use as like a backup sitz bath spray. Same with this one. It has, let's see the ingredients here. Yeah, witch hazel and a few other things. This one I didn't really like as well. I just kind of got it because I didn't think I'd be able to get the one I really like, which Cam's mom is gonna bring when she comes. So it's regular pads, and then these are adult diapers, period underwear that are disposable. Yeah, that's kind of it for the bathroom. Probably will add more pads and stuff when it comes time, because you bleed, you'd be bleeding after birth for a few weeks. And then this is my main center of prep right here next to the bed. So I got this little rolling caddy so I can take it around the room where I need to, even bring it near the bathroom if I if I really need to. And if I want to just like put it right up next to the bed, I can as well, and just keep everything super handy. So I'm gonna go through what I have on the top shelf here. Diapers, obviously, wipes, some little newborn hats, space for thermos and water bottle probably. This is the nipple butter I got. It has calendula and some other essential oils that help. And then I have actual essential oils here. I just feel like I really like nice scents, and I've been using them now actually. Like I put lavender on before bed, and lemongrass I really like. So just for stress relief and something nice and make me feel luxurious as I'm sitting in bed. And this is like a little pad for diaper changing. Some Tux pads. These came in handy with keeping them underneath me in the bed, but also changing baby on them if I need to for like blowouts or what have you. This, I think I've talked about this before. This is the papaya enzymes, and I have some Tums here. This probably won't be needed after I give birth, hopefully, but it's just there for right now because I definitely need it. This, let me unwrap. So this is a Haka. And I didn't really pump very much with Nina last time. I didn't really have a huge need to. I was always with her, and I was still able to collect extra milk and just have some on hand with using this. So it basically sucks on to your other breast that you're not nursing with at the moment, adds a little bit of light suction, and collects all of the letdown from the other side. Because if you've ever breastfed before, you know that when you start on one side, you still get some leakage on the other, and it kind of stimulates your other one to produce milk. So by adding that little bit of suction, it helps that process and you can get more out. Sometimes, like a long nursing session, I would get this whole thing full of milk just from having this on here and nursing Nina. So it was a huge help. Sterilize it before you use it, and then when you need to clean it again, just pop it in some boiling water. And yeah, super duper recommend. And by this same brand, I have a little nasal aspirator for baby if they get all clogged up. For some reason, that was like a big thing for my mental clarity, was to have that, because I've heard second births are quicker, and part of me is like, oh my God, what if it's so quick and my midwife can't get here? And I just remember last time they were like really suctioning stuff out of Nina's nose, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? I guess I could just put my mouth over her and like suck stuff out, because I know they get amniotic fluid and tons of fluid and stuff on the way out, but I don't really want to have to do that. So it's just nice to have on hand, you know, just in case. I don't even know how much I'll be using it, but yeah, it's there. And then the last thing I have on here is just some coconut oil. I remember with Nina, I used a lot of coconut oil on her because as her skin was getting used to being earthside and not in my floating womb anymore, she had some dry skin and like some of her skin was sort of sloughing off, so I would just use coconut oil on her a lot. She did have a bit of the cradle cap as well when she was a few weeks old, and for that I would just put coconut oil on her head and then like lightly brush her hair and get some of that up and out. So I have that there, and we're gonna move on to the second shelf. Okay, second shelf, I have some little wash/birth cloths, and then underneath some larger swaddle blankets and receiving blankets. I have more in the closet as well. It's just what I could kind of comfortably fit in here. These are all I don't know how that clip got in there. These are the newborn clothes I have, just keeping some near the bed in case I'm needing to change. More clothes. This is one of our carriers. So I got this cloth carrier. I don't even remember what brand this is. I did think about getting a mini fridge for our room just to easily be able to pop milk in the fridge if I'm like middle of the night and don't want to have to walk downstairs, because it has a very short shelf life outside of refrigerating it. But I don't know, it feels very luxurious, and it's kind of added expense. I'm gonna try and find one used because it would be nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely nice to have everything where you need, right next to your bed. You do not have to get up to put breast milk in, to get food, to get snacks, to get whatever. So that might be added to the repertoire. This last shelf is just more pads, more breast milk bags, more of those cotton disposable underwear, a heating pad, some unscented Castile soap for when we do eventually bathe baby, and trash bags for this little trash can right here. This is kind of going to be like diaper trash. And then a friend of my mom actually made these for us. They're like little play toys, teethers. One I think is a pacifier clip, but I don't even have a pacifier. I don't plan on using one unless absolutely necessary, but yeah, we'll see. So yeah, those will be nice as baby gets older. And then heating pad. So last time with Nina, I had a tailbone injury from, I tried initially with her pushing on my back and it was really uncomfortable, and I was only there for, I don't know, maybe 5 to 7 minutes, but I think I like bruised my tailbone doing that. I had the heating pad to help with that pain, but this is also here, the heating pads, because I know that with subsequent births, people have said the afterbirth contractions, like when you're nursing, can feel more painful. Your uterus is more stretched and it needs to shrink back down to size. And that healing process can just kind of be a bit more intense. So the heat can help with that. Put it on your back, put it on your belly. So yeah, I have that. I also have this light that was gifted by a family member of ours, and it has a bunch of different settings. It has a really nice low light setting. Let's see if I can turn it on here. You just hold it. Oh, okay, I guess just press it once. But yeah, it has different settings. And this is one I really like. It's like a low light, so in the middle of the night, if I need some light, I don't need to, you know, be turning a whole light on, and I can keep the room nice and dark and calm. And it has some fun ones too. I think there's like blue, and yeah. So yeah, this is super great. We use this even without a baby. The only thing I don't have in this little bedside caddy yet are things that Cam's mom is going to bring for me. One of those is a little tincture by a company called Wish Garden, and it's for those afterbirth contractions. I used it a little with Nina, but the contractions weren't so bad with her, so I don't know if it really helped, but it's supposed to help that process and help them not feel so intense. So I'm gonna add that to there, as well as some new books I ordered, just to keep myself busy postpartum. If I'm breastfeeding, you know, I can just get a little reading light, get my book, and do that while I'm up at night if I need to. Then that sitz bath spray I was talking about that I really like, she's bringing that as well. And moving on to the last bit of things we have here. This is kind of disorganized and a mess, but I have more diapers, huge Costco thing of diapers. These are more of the Tux pads, and yes, they are just puppy pee pads. They're basically the same thing. More wipes, and then a bunch of towels for the labor. I gave birth to Nina, there was like tons and tons of towels being used, and we actually had to throw some away. So definitely just gonna prepare with having extra. I also have a shower curtain here to put down on the bed underneath the sheets, just to not stain the mattress or the mattress protector. I have a bunch of hand-me-down clothes. These are just like for older baby size, like 6 months and up, so I don't really need those yet. And then this, our little portable sleeper. I had something similar with Nina and I loved it. I could just like bring her anywhere I was in the house and not have to worry about where I'm gonna put her down. She had like her own little bed. I think she really liked it. She felt pretty cozy in it. This one is a little weird, like because it folds in half, it doesn't seem as comfortable or as like sturdy, I guess. I don't know, but we'll test it, and if it doesn't work out, just get another option. But yeah, it's very similar to like the DockATot or mom belly type of situations. This is a carrier I was also gifted by one of my midwives. A Ergo baby carrier. The cloth wrap I have, after a certain age and like they become a certain weight, it's not very comfortable for me to wear, and it stretches out a lot, and their weight kind of stretches the material. So that's a little more sturdy for when they're older. And then this is just a boppy pillow and the pillow cover, which is great for nursing. That just kind of wraps around you and you have somewhere to like lay the baby when you nurse. So you're not having to be so hunched over, and then you have like neck pain and back pain and all that stuff. And this last thing here is just a, wow, you really can't see it all. Hold on, let me take it out. So this is a, belly binder or belly wrap for afterwards. It has 3 different layers that you put on your abdomen and lower abdomen. This is mainly just to help with supporting your core immediately postpartum and hopefully helping things return to place. Sometimes it can be painful after labor and delivery, just like with everything still stretched out, it can be kind of hard to use those muscles, so it helps give support. But I know you're not supposed to use it too long, because after a certain time you want to retrain those muscles, get your core functioning properly again, which the pelvic floor therapists, I'm telling you, they are your best friend. Find one near you. And back to the closet, this last bag is a bunch of stuff for Nina. So like tons of toys, mainly got from like the dollar store and Walmart and everything. One thing I've been just kind of preparing for is the shift that she may have in having a baby around, and now having her parents kind of be split between her and a sibling, and especially having to be possibly moved to her own room. I wanted to make her space really cool, so I got some stuff for her room to kind of help feel like it's a treat to be in there and that we really care about her and want to make it a good experience. But I also just got a lot of stuff to kind of slowly give to her over time after the baby is here. Just little ways to connect. The plan is to kind of use them as ways for me and her to connect while I'm postpartum. So there's toys and things that we can do while I'm laying in bed. As I get more mobile, there's other things in there, but just something I can be like, oh Nina, like look, like let's see what we have today to do, and really just dedicating some time with her to do something like that and just make her feel like, you know, still special and included. So the only other thing I don't have here with me right now is the birth pool. My midwife told me that they have a pool. All we needed to do was get a liner for it and we could use it for the birth. I didn't do a water birth with Nina last time. I did have the tub and I labored with her in there. And it was very helpful for pain relief, just being able to position myself in the warm water and get pain relief that way, and like a little bit of relief from that gravity and that pressure. So that is part of the plan for this birth as well, is to have the pool available. Cam's mom is also bringing the liner. We got it shipped to her house and she's gonna bring it. So yeah, gonna do that. And yeah, I think that's basically it. I'm seeing my midwife every week now that I am past, or that I'm into my birth window. So we have weekly visits and just waiting for the baby to come. So hopefully I'm not doing another one of these in 2 weeks, and hopefully the next video we have is like the birth and the baby, but we will see. I'm trying to be patient and just let it happen how it's supposed to happen, and you know, let baby get whatever time they need in here. And yeah, hopefully update you guys from the other side. So if you like this video, please comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see more of, whether it's birth related or not. We love seeing the comments and responding and getting feedback, so do not hesitate to type something up and say hello or say you didn't like it or whatever. Just, yeah, we'll take it. So yeah, thank you for watching. So, sounded like someone just knocked at the door.